the corruption in Nigeria is no longer sustainable. We can't just bury our head in the sand and pretend as if we don't know. Time has come for us to call out these criminal politicians. You know, people who are working in government parasitals, who are destroying Nigeria, who are stealing Nigerians' money, who are stealing the future of the youth. Look at the plight of Nigerian youth. The children are malnourished. You know, some schools, some children don't have roof under their head. Yet, somebody in the name of Farouk can afford to spend 5 million sending his children to a school in Switzerland. $5 million. When his own people, his local government, his community, his own area, they don't have schools, they don't have better provisions for their children. So how long are we going to keep quiet? How long are we going to pretend as if everything is all right? Because if we don't call out this kind of men, then there's no hope. So Dangote called out Farouk because he knows what he's talking about. See, it's taken us 60 years to understand that corruption is what destroys a country. Corruption and immorality destroys a country. So by stealing this kind of money and moving them to overseas, especially these recent ones, then you are destroying the future of Nigerians, especially the youth. You say the youth are the future, yet you deny them the future. So it doesn't make sense. You see, you can't excuse stupidity. How long are we going to excuse stupidity? The corruption does not favor anybody. As you can see today, the richest man in Nigeria is crying out. The wealthiest man, according to you guys, you know, Dangote is the richest black man on the continent, in the world. He's lamenting. He's crying out because he knows what we are saying. We've been saying this for 10 years. When you say it, Nigerians say because you haven't got opportunity. Because he's not, he's only a stupid person who can shoot himself on his feet. He's only a stupid person who can, you know, destroy himself. That is self-destruction we are doing by engaging in corruption, because it's consumed the good and the bad. It doesn't spare anybody, as you can see in Nigeria today. So even if you are the richest person, you cannot operate in a corrupt environment. It's impossible to work anything. It's impossible to invest. It's impossible to deal with anybody that is corrupt in this manner. And yet we pretend that we don't know. Yet we think, you know, we're children doing childish things. How do you expect factories to work? How do you expect somebody to go to school? How do you expect anything to function? The hospitals, the maternity, anything to function if the level of corruption we are seeing in Nigeria continues to persist? You can't afford to blame other people for the destruction. You blame it yourself. Nigerians are destroying Nigeria. How can somebody, you know, steal this kind of money and dump it in Switzerland in the name of funding his children? What kind of education is he going to acquire there? It's high time we begin to know things. How can you move this kind of money. You said you're working with Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA. This is, you say you are a regulatory body, and you are stealing this kind of money, destroying Nigeria, destroying the future of your own children, destroying the future of every youth in Nigeria. Because you are starving them of fund. You are starving them of the possibility of having hospitals, possibility of going to school, possibility of having roads, possibility of, having justice in their life. You are reducing them to be eating crumbs in the name of, helping your children. What sort of help is that? Ask yourself, what manner of help are you saying you are helping your children for? Then you are helping your children and you are denying millions of Nigerians their future. What a menace. What kind of stupidity is this? How can we be glorifying stupidity and everybody saying keep quiet? When you say it, Nigerians say, because you're not a billionaire, you're not. What kind of stupid mentality do we have? Why is it taking us 60 years to understand that corruption destroys everything? So in this kind of environment, you cannot operate anything. You can't invest, you can't do business, you can't have education, you can't have hospital, you can't have roads, you can't have anything. It doesn't take a rocket science for somebody to understand that corruption is a destroyer. By engaging in corruption, you destroy yourself, you destroy your community, you destroy everything, just as Farouk is doing today. I know it has to take Dangote all the whole God to say the truth for the first time. Because he knows that it's not sustainable. He knows that it is a dead end. So, this is the time for Nigerians to rise up and say enough of this corruption. We've been talking about this thing for 10 years because you are ruining the life of everybody, including your own children, including the future people, generations of Nigerians. You don't gain tacit knowledge by sending your children to Harvard. You don't gain a tacit knowledge by sending them to all these places you are squandering the money and wasting Nigerian money. You teach people tacit knowledge by leading by example. So if you can lead by example, what kind of knowledge do you think you can give to your children or to the nation? What kind of example are you setting? When you call out somebody who's corrupt, Nigerians will say, because this, because that. But you've seen the damage the corruption has done to us today. Both people abroad and people at home, it has destroyed the possibility of doing anything in life. So it's high time we stop this nonsense. We have to start stating the truth. The truth is that corruption does not favor the wealthy, neither does it favor the poor, and it doesn't favor anybody. It's damn stupidity for us to be engaging in this kind of adventure. It's a misadventure indeed. So we have to call out these criminals who said they are politicians, who said they are ministers, who said they are governors, who said they are House of Assembly members, who said they are senators. How long are we going to continue with this kind of menace and this stupidity? Thank you.